Hello students, today we are going to start new chapter, that is tissues, and already we have completed chapter number 5, that is fundamental unit of life. We have studied about the different parts of the cell. We have studied about basically about the cell membrane. We have studied about the nucleus and the different cell organelles and the functions of the cell organelles. So in this chapter we are going to study about the tissues. So let us study what is a tissue. Okay, or what do we mean by tissue? Already you have learnt in class 8 that a tissue is a group of cells that perform a specific function. So this is the definition of a tissue. A group of cells, a group of similar or dissimilar cells. So a tissue is a group of similar or dissimilar cells which which perform a special or specific function. So that is a tissue. So tissue is a group, basically it is a group of cells. So it has to qualify two things to become a tissue. Any group cannot be called as a tissue. A group of cells, number one. Okay, and the cells should be either similar or it can be dissimilar cells. And the second criteria to for a group to be functioning as a tissue or to be called as a tissue is that they have to work or they have to perform a particular function. Okay, they should function together. Okay, so group of cells which perform a specific function is called as a tissue. So tissue is a group of similar or dissimilar cells. Now let us talk about why do we need or why do a multicellular organism need tissue. Now we have seen we have different type of cells. If we see our cells and if we see our body and we see different type of cells, some are muscle cells. Okay, muscle cells, what they do, they contract and relax and cause movement. Okay, then we have nerve cell. What they do, they carry messages from one part of the body to the another part of the body. Then we have got red blood cell. What is the main function of red blood cell? Transport. It contains red color pigment called as hemoglobin which transport oxygen. Okay, and like that we have different kinds of cells. We have got WBC. What they do, they uh, perform or they protect us from microorganisms, so provide immunity. So they provide immunity to our body. So like that we have got like these I have only written here 4 cells. Like we have many cells which are doing specific function, and this function cannot be replaced by any other part of the body or any other cell. Muscle cells can cause movement. Nerve cell cannot do the movement. RBC cannot do the movement. WBC cannot do the movement. So we see here every cell is doing a specific task. Okay, now we are multicellular organism. Okay, and we have got many cells, and every cell we have just seen, every cell cannot perform the same activity. It means that there is in multicellular organism there is a division of labor. What does this mean? That a particular a particular cell is performing a particular function. One cell cannot perform all the function. That is called as division of labor. The work is divided among different cells of the body. But as we are multicellular, one cell cannot cause the entire movement of the body. One nerve cell cannot carry all the messages. One red blood cell cannot transport oxygen to all the cells of the body. One WBC cannot provide immunity. So what they do, what these cells do, different cells do, they form a group. So there is a division of labor, and because of that division of labor, and our body is so large, so that is why different cells form a group, and then they perform their functions, whatever functions are assigned to that particular group of cells. And that group of cell which are doing a specific function is called as a tissue. So that is why we need a tissue. Now I hope you have understood why do we need a tissue, because our body is doing division of labor. Now let us see what is given in the NCERT. Now this is the starting page of your NCERT, chapter number 6, tissues, and let us see what is given here, and let us try to understand what is given here. Now already I have explained you, just underline in your NCERT and write in your copies as notes. Okay. Now in unicellular organisms like amoeba, a single cell perform all the basic functions. Okay, because only one cell is there. Okay, it carries out movement, intake of food, gaseous exchange, excretion is done by one single cell. But in multicellular organism, there are millions of cells, and most of these cells are specialized to carry out specific function. I already given you whatever RBCs can do, other cells cannot do that. RBC can transport oxygen from one part of the body to another part, means from lungs to the different cells of the body. The other cells like WBC cannot do that, muscle cells cannot do that, skin cells cannot do that. Only RBC can transport oxygen. So that is why specialized cells are there which are carrying out specialized function. So each specialized function is taken by a different group of cells. I already told you, because our body is so huge that they cannot perform all the work, so they form a group, and because of that group, uh, they are doing, they are forming a tissue. Like for example, let us take about cricket team. So in a cricket team, some players are bowlers, some are fielders, some are batsmen, and someone is a keeper. One player cannot perform all the functions. One player cannot bowl at the same time, cannot keep at the same time, cannot field at the same time, cannot bat at the same time. Okay, so that is why we need more players in a team. Like that, our body is so large and there are a lot of functions, so one cell cannot perform all the functions. That is why we need a group of cells, and these group of cells which are doing specific function are called as tissues. Okay, since now let us continue here. Since these cells carry out only a particular function, they do it very efficiently. Okay, means one cell is doing one work, so they are carrying out efficiently. Okay, means they are carrying out with full responsibility without any problem. So in human being muscle cells, I already given example of muscle cells, they cause the movement. Nerve cells also given, blood cells, RBC transport oxygen, food, okay, hormones and waste material. In plants, now let us talk about plant. Vascular tissues are there, which you have already studied. Xylem and phloem are the vascular tissues present in plant, and they conduct food and water from one part to another part. So in multicellular organism, there is a division of labor. I have already explained you. Cells specializing in one function are often grouped together in the body, and this forming a tissue. So this is the definition given here. You can underline, and I have already written in the previous page. I have already written what is the definition. So a group of cells which are similar or dissimilar. Now why I am writing dissimilar? Let me explain you that also. Now blood is a tissue. Okay. Let us see blood. Blood is a tissue. Okay. Now if I ask you, blood contain different type of cells. Blood contain RBC, blood contain WBC, and blood also contain platelets. So these are three different types of cells which are present in blood. Are all these same? Are RBC similar to WBC and they are similar to platelets? The answer is no. They are all different type of cells. Okay, so the tissue can be a group of similar cells. Most of the tissues are group of similar cells, but there are some tissues like blood, and in the plants also xylem and phloem are there. They are also made up of different type of cells, so dissimilar cells are there. So a group of, that is why I have written this definition. You also write this definition. Using this will be the definition which you can use up to your 12th class or later on. Okay, so this is a general definition: a group of similar cells or dissimilar cells. Okay, but in your NCERT it is written a group of similar cells are there. Okay, so a group of similar cells which are similar in structure and or work together to achieve a particular function forms a tissue. Okay, so you can just underline this in your notebook. So I hope that you have understood why we have tissues in our body, both in plants and animals. Why multicellular organism have got tissues? Because there is division of labor, and every tissue, every cell is doing a specific task. Okay, so let us start the next topic, that is, are plants and animals made up of same type of tissues? Okay, now in the previous class I already have given you as the homework to find out that plants, the differences between plants and animal cells. So you know that plants and animal cells are different. So if the cells are different, the tissues also must be different, and their functions also must be different. Okay, so let us continue and let us see what is given here in the NCERT. So there are noticeable differences between the two. I already told you they cannot be same. Now plants are stationary or fixed. Tell me. They don't move means they are fixed. They are stationary. Okay. So they have to be upright. They have a large quantity of supporting cells, and mostly the supporting cells are dead. Animals on the other hand move in search of food, shelter. They consume more energy as compared to plants. So most of the tissues contain the cells which are living. Okay, now let us see what is given here. Another difference between animals and plant is the pattern of growth. Now what is the difference between pattern of growth? Now the growth in the plant is limited. Okay, means only certain parts of the plants grow, that we will see in the next part of the chapter. The growth in plant is limited means only to certain regions, only few regions of the plants are growing while the others are not growing. But it is not like animals have most of the cells which are living, most of the tissues which are living, and they can grow, and growth is uniform. Only certain part is not growing, everything is growing in our body. Okay, so growth is throughout the life. Okay, so these tissues are localized in certain regions, I already told you. So in the plants, growth is present only in certain regions. That is why those cells which are doing division, which are doing growth, they are present only in certain regions. Okay, okay, for example, in the tip of the plant, the tissues which are growing are present. Okay, so based on the dividing capacity of the tissues, various plant tissues can be classified as growing, as meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Okay, so that we are going to see in the next topic. Cell growth in animals is more uniform, means all around the growth is there. Certain portions, like if I ask you whether only your hand is growing, one hand is growing and the other hand is not growing, or your only head is growing, legs are not growing, but we cannot say that, because in our body every part is growing, okay, uniformly, and there is not a certain region only growth take place everywhere in our body, because most of the cells are living. But in the plant cells, on the plant tissues, in the plants, the growth is not uniform, it is limited to only a certain region. Okay, and the growing tissues are called as meristematic tissues, and those tissues which do not divide are called as permanent tissues, that we are going to study in the next session. Okay, now let us talk about structural organization of organs and organ systems. In animals is more specialized, localized in complex animals. So we have lot of organs. We have brain, we have muscle, we have kidney, liver, heart, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. We have lots of organs. If you talk about plants, plants have basically three organs: root, stem, and leaves. These are the organs of the plants. Okay, so plants have very limited organs because the growth is also limited, but we have a lot of organs because most of the tissues in our body are living. Okay, this fundamental difference reflects on different modes of life pursued by these two major group of organisms. Okay, now you know that plants are autotrophic, animals are heterotrophic. So that is also one of the difference between plants and animals. So basically plants and animals are different, so their tissues are also different. Now in the next topic or in the next class we are going to start plant tissues. So I hope you have understood the today's topic, and I hope that you are reading the book properly and continue to read the book properly and make notes properly. Thank you, students.